Hey guys, it's Ian Kee Audio. Got something I got to go over. So, you guys are ordering the KA-61CV.2s. There was a change made. I was not aware of it. I was aware of a change. I wasn't aware of how that change would affect some things. So this was my previous KA-61 carbon fiber face plug, rubber butyl surround. Pardon me guys, I've been real sick, but I wanted to do this video because I needed to get this out. I needed to get it out ASAP because a lot of guys have been getting a lot of orders, and I wanted to address this so I could help you guys out, get this done for you. So this was again the previous model. Cast frame design, had venting all the way around, these small holes, and then the one in the back worked in coordination, so air would go in here, come out there, go back in here, come out here, and it would cool the voice coil as this moved in and out. The dystonic movement cools the voice coil. I had not changed this design since 2004. So a lot of people kept asking me, you know, why don't you change it? Why don't you update it? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, my motto was, not to be old school or anything, but whatever. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This wasn't broke. Worked great, 2 ohm, nice design, very robust. Got the job done, has for many years. CDT approached and said, hey, why don't we go ahead and update your design? I said, hey, cool, all right, let's do it. You know, it hadn't been done since 2004. It's 2023, let's go ahead and update it. So this is the new one. As you can see, we still stuck with the carbon fiber. This is real carbon fiber. This is not fake carbon fiber. Real rubber butyl surround. Still has a cast aluminum frame. Same magnet. Okay. The thing that they changed on it was the frame itself. And the frame now has about twice the venting, as you can see, versus the old one. With the small holes here, holes are a lot bigger and there's a lot more of them all the way around. So you get better venting and cooling of the voice coil. So this actually can handle and dissipate more heat, thus handling more power. The other thing they did was they gave it a true 6.5 inch frame. So as you can see here, there's actually more distance between here and here than here and here. So this is actually a little bit wider frame. This is a little bit smaller. Here's where we ran into an issue, guys. These things. So it's got 4 fingers. These actually stick out. These did not. I honestly thought since this was being brought in a little bit that this would not be a concern. Guess what? It is. It actually hits the frame on the Firebird mount. On the Camaro mount, you Camaro guys, every time with the mounts, boom, drops right in, no problems. Gotta love it. And I'm going to do a special video just for you Camaro guys with this too here in a minute. So, be a separate video than this. But yeah, I want to cover that because I have meant to do that for a while now for the Camaro guys, for installing these and just showing what you do with this and all that. It's on my website in the FAQ. There's a guide on there, but I actually wanted to make a video, so I will do that here coming up in a minute. So, did a previous video with this, going into this and what you needed to do. This is the Firebird mount. As you can see, the Camaro mount is different. Has this piece that sticks up, and it also has a lip on the inside, which this does not have. So this is very much easier to fit stuff into, no big deal. This, with this lip on the inside, I always had to bend this back just slightly, and then this would drop right down in. Now, since this has these fingers that stick out, they are hitting the inside of this frame. And there's only one way around that, and that is to notch these areas here in order to get this to line up and drop down in, which it will do if you notch that area. How did I do that? Well, I just went over this because I didn't know what to do about it either, quite honestly. So what I did was I flipped this and I inverted it. I took this, made sure this was going to end up somewhere in this region, and lined up the holes inverted. Okay, so I could see a hole here, hole here, hole here, hole here, where the screws would go into, and I inverted it. Then I marked where these pieces were on the frame all the way around. So where this came down here, I marked here. Where this came down here, I marked here, etc. And I did that on all 4 of these pieces. So that way, when I pulled this off, I would have marks to go by. And I ended up taking my drill. I drilled holes into this, onto each spot, all the way around. And then I just kind of routed it out and made space for that. So you have notch here and notch here. These aren't the prettiest notches. I totally get that. It'd probably be better with a Dremel or something like that. This is something I just did very quickly. By the way, this stuff is actually pretty stout. I'm actually a little surprised. Nothing cracked, nothing would crack. And I was drilling into it like this on this lip. I drilled straight in, and then I brought it this way and just routed it out. You drilled in, and then went this way and routed it out. And that made the notches that I needed for these little fingers here that are sticking out. And then this dropped right back down in. It wasn't any big deal after that. But that's how I did it. And I want to, hey, something very seriously, TAW Motorsports, thank you. You're one of the reasons that was brought to my attention. I actually don't own one of these cars anymore. I owned a couple of them for quite a while, back 2004 all the way through 2008, and I love these cars. TWA Motorsports, I believe his son bought my package and put it in, did a whole install video on it. Awesome install video. Hats off to you, thank you. Unfortunately, I was not aware of this at the time you made the video. And I saw what you went through with this, and I feel really bad about it, quite honestly. You were the one that actually brought this to my attention. Thank you. Thank you for that. If you haven't checked out TWA Motorsports channel, please do. His channel is awesome. Lots of very, very good information, especially on 4th gens and some other cars as well, and trucks. But he does a lot of information on 4th gen Trans Am specifically. But anyway, that's what I did to solve this problem. He had a lot of cuts everywhere. I just did this and did like this, as you can see, with the notches here and here, and then here and here, and then one for each of those 4 corners. That way, when you turn this the right way around and you line up those notches, helps if you get it to the right spot, like that. And then it just drops right back down in, like that. And then you put your screws in. You got your provisions right there for your positive and negative terminals, which are very hard to see at that point because they're tucked in there. But this does drop down in the mount that way. Not what I had planned on, folks. I apologize again. But it does go in if you do it like this. Other than this, that's the only other thing that I had an issue with. As far as everything else stayed the same. HD6M subwoofers, the dual voice coil subs, all that stuff go right back in. We did make a subwoofer version of this for the Camaro as well with this frame, and it's for the sail panels, and obviously it drops right into. It has a different subwoofer design though for the cone and all that. It's my KA-61CV.2. MB stands for mega bass. 0.2 is the 2 ohm version. The 0.2 designates 2 ohms. So anyway, this, I wanted to cover this with you guys for Firebirds. Sorry for the inconvenience, I get it. But this is the resolution for that, and this will get it in there for you. All right. Hope this helps you out. Thank you guys. Much love to you. Have a great day.